Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day to everyone watching this presentation video, especially Madam Nur Ismawati. My name is Muhammad Imran Fahmi bin Anuar from LG 403 AI, and my groupmates and I are going to present about the Dunning's eclectic paradigm. So without further ado, let's get right into it. But before that, I am going to introduce you to my groupmates. Well, my group consists of me, Muhammad Imran Fahmi bin Anuar, Putri Husna, firzanah, and also Miza, Athira. Well, first off, what is eclectic paradigm? Well, it is basically a three-tiered evaluation framework that can be used by companies and organizations to help them decide whether if it is a right thing or worth their money to pursue foreign direct investment or FDI, or maybe even worth their time. And to keep it simple, the eclectic paradigm is an economic and business method for analyzing the attractiveness of making a foreign direct investment. This paradigm assumes that when the cost of completing the same actions internally or in-house carries a lower price, institutions will try to avoid transactions in the open market. And this eclectic paradigm is based on the ILO framework, which stands for internalization, location, and ownership, and was first described by the scholar John H. Dunning in 1979, hence the reason it was named Dunning's eclectic paradigm. Well, the eclectic paradigm offers a very comprehensive approach to the evaluation of the different parts of a company's relationship and also interactions. And the paradigm provides a strategy via FDI for operational expansion. Well, the objective is to determine if a particular approach provides greater overall value and also greater outcome for the production of goods and services than other available national or international choices. Well, because companies are actually looking for the most cost-effective options while still maintaining their quality, well, they can use this eclectic paradigm to evaluate any scenarios that has potentials for them. And based on the ILO framework, there are three key factors of Dunning's eclectic paradigm, which are the ownership rights, location advantage, and also internalization advantage. So let's go through each of them, shall we? Well, first is the ownership advantages. Ownership refers to the possession of a certain valuable, uncommon, difficult to imitate, and also organizationally integrated resource that enables a business to have a competitive advantage over foreign competitors. But however, foreign liability can be defined as the inherent disadvantage experienced in host countries by foreign countries due to their non-native status. Such drawbacks could range from simply not knowing the local language to having little knowledge of the demands of local customers. And the ownership advantage can also be considered to be the FDI's competitive advantage. A company needs an ownership advantage in order to overcome the competitors, such as branding, copyright, trademark, and patent rights. And these advantages are commonly thought to be untouchable and make the company or organization with it a step forward with a competitive advantage. For instance, reputation for reliability advantage.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Putri Husna binti Helmy, and up next for the Dunning's eclectic paradigm, the second key factor is location advantages. And what this refers to is mainly the different business advantages each country possesses, in which there are three types. The first one is economic advantage, second political advantage, and lastly social and cultural advantage. So now that we know about the many types of business advantages a country can provide, let's look a little bit more into the meanings of each advantage. The first one is economic advantage, and what this is, it refers to the quantities and qualities of the factors of production such as the country's natural resources, logistic and communication infrastructure, the size of the market, and others. And so to put this into an example, we can say Malaysia. Malaysia is known for its production in rice, and if you own a rice company, it would be a very good opportunity for you to open up a branch in Malaysia because of its abundancy in rice. And next is political advantage. And what this is, it refers to the country's policies that may influence the rate of foreign direct investment inflows, intra-firm production, laws and regulation, and the interest rates. An example for this could be you own a shampoo company, and in your shampoos, you use a type of an ingredient that is banned in one country but is allowed in the other. And you think that it's important to use this chemical because it makes your product better. And so to sell your product in the country that does allow it is an example of political advantage. And lastly is social and cultural advantage. And this refers to the physical distance between home and host countries for businesses, similarities in culture and languages, and attitude and perceptions towards foreigners. And so, to further explain this, is for instance, you have a product, but the country that you're trying to get your product to sell in is in a whole different country where the cultures are totally opposite. And so it might seem like it might be a little bit hard for your business or your company to find ways to advertise or market the product in that country because you don't know how they are, because it's totally different to yours. And so an example of a country with this social and cultural advantage is to go to or sell your product to a country that has similarities in culture and language, a country where your product has better chance in getting higher sales. And that's all from me. I shall pass it to the next presenter.
Hi, my name is Miza Athira. I am the last speaker, and I am going to explain further about internalization advantages. So, internalization advantages are based on the transaction cost theory. This theory specifies that if the firm could internalize some of its value chain activities internally, it may reduce its cost of production tremendously. So, we can say that, in other words, if the firm retains or acquires one or more value chain activities within the firm, it will reduce the problems and disadvantages that would be faced when dealing with external or third parties. So we can say that the firm or the company, they may choose internalization where the location market does not exist yet, or they can also use the internalization when the external value chain functions poorly, so that transactions can also be maintained and can also be increased too. So for this, the firm or the company, they may gain greater control in the decision-making process, which they can apply to their foreign operation in their company. For the internalization part, one of the examples that can be taken is from Procter and Gamble, or well known as P&G Company. The Procter and Gamble is a multinational consumer goods corporation. This company, they develop its own value chain activities in a particular country. So many global firms like P&G, they gain internalization advantages in different locations, since the company, they develop its own value chain activities in a selected particular countries. So, to sum up this presentation, we can conclude that it is undisputable that the eclectic paradigm is a constructive business method for analyzing the attractiveness of making a foreign direct investment. In other words, this theory also determines if a particular approach provides greater value than other choices for the company for making the production of goods and services. That is all from us. Thank you for having your time.